This painting, Bad Boy by Fischl, there is an apparent naked woman figure sprawled on a messy bed in front of a young boy. The woman is very spread out sexually, hence being in an exposed position of touching or clipping toenails. The young boy appears to be either observing or conversing with the naked woman on the bed. The relationship between the woman and the young boy is unknown and ambiguous, but the woman could be related to the young boy in terms of his mother or even his sister. While the naked woman is on the bed, the young boy seems to reach back into a brown purse, presumably the woman's purse, to steal something in a discreet manner. The boy could be stealing money from the bag to use for himself, or something even more valuable. In the bottom right corner, there is a bowl of assorted fruits, with bananas and apples and perhaps oranges as well. The line quality surrounding the bowl of fruit, the table that it is situated on, the young boy, the naked woman, and the bed are due to the shadow from the blind in the window. The rusty orange color of the blind clearly contrasts with the bluish green color of the walls. This work appears to be about a dominating female role. The naked woman in the painting is very much the focal point. On the other hand, the young boy seems to hide in the shadows. With the naked woman in the spotlight, it appears as if she doesn't really notice or care about the boy staring at her undressed body in such a position to expose all parts of the female body. Historically, this painting was made in 1981, and during that time, women were a central figure in many works of art. On the contrary, the male figure is almost hidden or even blends with the works of art. There must be a sexualization of women during that time due to the position the woman is in, and with the young boy obviously staring at her whole body. The artist Fischl develops a sense of what the work is about by painting a nude woman on a bed, with her in the spotlight and acting as the main focal point in the painting. This puts her as a dominant figure in the work. The fact that the nude woman is in a very exposing position shows that the woman is being sexualized even when she doesn't acknowledge it. Also, since the woman is not even posing for the picture, it shows that this could portray that women are sexualized even when doing typical actions. The young boy who lurks by the dresser and is encompassed in a dark shadow seems to elicit a troublemaker that steals frequently. The boy appears to be stealing in a very sneaky way, and it is assumed that he might do this a lot and engage in actions such as stealing on a continual basis. This painting overall highlights the sexualization of women and the bad boy in a very staged environment. This work of art, Bad Boy by Fischl, cements its position by having the central theme of the woman. The sexualization of women has been prevalent in many periods of art and still continues throughout the present day. Many works of art in museums share this quality of the dominating female figure that is most always in a revealing nude position as to give pleasure to the male figures. This analysis and interpretation of Bad Boy by Fischl impacted my life by allowing me to look at other works of art in a new light. I am able to analyze the visual representation, position of figures and objects in order to create a meaning of the painting and to decipher the concept and context of the painting as a whole. This type of analysis and interpretation will also allow me to appreciate works of art and the things that I observe in everyday life. In my interpretation of the image and in what the museum says about Bad Boy, there is a similarity in the way that the woman acts as a dominant figure in a painting, and in that time period. According to the museum, female identity was a critical theme that helped define a 1980s aesthetic, with women finally playing a central, if not dominant, role in the art world. Also, according to the exhibit, the issue of male identity was also one that lurked in the shadows of many male artists in the period. This proves that my interpretation of the painting was very similar to that of what the museum had to say about it. In addition to what the museum had to say about Bad Boy, Fischl says Bad Boy equates the boy's moment of sexual discovery to his death, writes Fischl in his recently published memoir, Bad Boy, My Life On and Off the Campus. The painting, as he explains it, extended the largest themes running through my work: family dysfunction, narcissism, and careless inattention with which parents blind themselves to their children's needs and impulses. The suburban commodity culture that blurs the line between sexual and buying power, between genuine emotion and a superficial looks of things. This elicits a deeper understanding of the work and the idea behind Fischl's Bad Boy work of art. This comparison between my interpretation of the artwork and the museum interpretation made me feel confident in my observation and analysis. I was very aware of the figures and actions in the painting, which allowed me to find the meaning of the work as a whole. I also feel like the museum could have given a more detailed description regarding the historical context during the 1980s and how the dominant female role came about.